Welcome back to Gaming with Pants, and today I have a little bit of even a different type of video. This is something more personal, I guess, in a way. So there was a dude, I can't remember, I should have looked this up again because now I'm just going off of my brain pans, and my brain pans don't work so good these days. So there was a dude, his name was Horace Kephart. I know that part, Horace Kephart. He had like 6 kids. His wife was like a librarian. He was a raging alcoholic, from what I remember, but he left everything. He just split. This is North Carolina, Misty Mountains type area. Actually, he's huge in protecting those mountains now. So he just went out in these mountains and he started living out there. And Field and Stream started, they heard about him somehow. Like I said, I really should have researched this again more than like remembering from like 3 years ago. So he moved out in the Misty Mountains and he was just living out in the woods. And Field and Stream found out about him and they would send him stuff. All kinds of different things. He invented a bunch of things, and some of the things that they'd send him, they basically wanted reviews. He was a smart dude, and he would write these reviews and send them back to him. And sometimes he would be like, "Oh, you know, by the way, it would be better if it was like this." So like Camp Tomahawk. There's like a cooking tent. And most importantly, because of this video, the Kephart knife. Okay, so the Kephart knife, it was Horace Kephart. And this is a relative of mine. So this knife, very, very, very close friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine. I'd take a bullet for this dude. Once I found out about the knife, I was telling him about it. And there's only one place that you can buy the knife. And so he bought me my first Kephart knife. And it's very simple. It looks almost like a kitchen knife. Very simple. The blade is pretty thin, you know. But this is not technically a Kephart knife. This is just like their version of the Kephart knife. And let's see. That's the Kephart knife right there. You know, and this has been used and abused in a lot of fishing trips. Okay, came with this little leather pouch, little sheath, yeah, little belt loop, and that was like $45, I think, because I looked it up, and then he found it. And then later, I became really close friends with another guy. I don't know if he wants me to say his name in the video, so I'll just call him Zombie, because I know some of the people that watch this will know exactly who I'm talking about when I say his name is Zombie. That's his gamer tag. He started making knives, and I was like, dude, you know, he was kind of stumped at one point, like, what should I make next? And I was like, oh, you should totally do the Kephart knife. It's a pretty solid knife. I mean, it's good for anything. That's what the knife design was for. I mean, it was for actually living out in the woods, fishing, hunting, making a camp, making a fire. Like, that's what this design of this knife was for. And so he made one. Now, I'm going to go over this knife. Like, you can't see it. I can, and I can feel it, and it's amazing. And the sheath real quick. And then I'm going to talk more finer points. Well, I'll do the sheath real quick, and then I'll talk more finer points. Hang on, this is actually extremely sharp. So then my buddy, who actually bought me the original knife, he does the leather work. So here's the sheath. This is by far really quality leather. I know You might, well, I don't like that way that this will not fail you. This is really good stuff. This will not fail you. Real good. Sturdy sheath. Now to the knife. This thing is a work of art. Now, I should have actually asked him more questions before I made this video, but this is the knife. This thing is this thing is a work of art. Look at that. Nice little fancy pin. Now, the way that this handle is attached to this blade is completely different than anything I've seen. And look at that craftsmanship. Look at that handle. Hand done, all of that. And look at the spine of this. You're going to be able to chop down a tree with it. This thing is sharp. I mean, this thing, I could shave my beard with it. I'm not going to. If I ever shave my beard, I'll do it with this knife. I'll probably make sure that he's there so that he can keep sharpening it for me, because, I mean, it's a lot of beard. So this is the Kephart knife. So what he did is he pinned it here and here. So instead of the pins going this way, like normal, they're set into the spine, and they only go in so far. And then here, and it also only goes in so far. But this thing is solid. I haven't got a chance to really get out and use this knife. But summer's a-coming and fish are going to be a-rolling, and this thing is going to be what's on my hip right here. This thing is a work of beauty. Now, he gave me his drawing for this knife, and it shows the way that the pins are set into that handle. And look at that. Look at that. That's different. That's way different from anything I've ever seen. Now, I plan on getting this right here, put in a frame and hanging it up on the wall. And I told him when I picked up the knife, like, this thing is just too pretty to use. And then he told me that most of the knives that he makes, everybody kind of has that same sentiment, and those knives never get used. Well, me, that changed my mind. I'm going to take this knife out. I'm going to run it through its ringers. This thing is going to be my fishing companion this summer. And you know what? Zombie's probably going to be fishing with me, and I'm not going to not videotape some of that. He says he hates his own voice, but he doesn't have to talk while I'm using this knife. So, that's it. It's a pretty knife. I mean, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that. So there's the front pin. There's the back pins. There's his insignia. It's on both sides. And that's the part where I should have talked to him before I recorded this to find out exactly, because this stands for something. No, it stands for something. And die. Also, well, hopefully the other person will and not take this from me. So anyway, that's been Pants. I'm Pants. Anyway, if you're new here, hit that like button or hit that subscribe. God, my brains are just scattered. I just had a long day at work, and my brains are like mush. And then we were working on dinner, and I was like, I'm going to go and do this video. So, sorry. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. And as always, I'm Pants. I'm sorry, it was a little bit rambly, and the facts might not be like completely true, but I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.